Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to another session of our Vecna Eve of Ruin. I'm your Dungeon Master, Dungeon Mister, joined by our gregarious players this evening.
Oh, hello there.
Hello.
I like adjectives that end in us. What?
Yes.
Speaking of adjectives, there might be some involved in what happened last time before we get into what's going to happen this time. Or there will also be some adjectives thrown in there too, probably. Who knows? But let's talk about that. Last time, you guys were face to face with a serpentine monstrosity in the depths of the heart of a long dead god. Spending time chasing around this creature as it swallowed both Larissa and Dexter whole, slowly poisoning them within its gullet, draining their health for its own. And after some time, the pair made an electrifying exit from the creature's maw, sending static electricity kind of pulsing around, with the creature slain from this electric boogaloo. You started to dig into its insides, finding the second piece of the Rod of Seven Parts within its guts. You explored briefly, said your goodbyes to Captain Imdra, flew back to the portal, back to the Sigil Sanctum. Getting some recuperation and taking stock of things, you learned that the next rod fragment was in a domain called Eberron, specifically atop a mountain where divination magics could not perceive fully. Hearing tales of what Alestriel knew of the place, she warned about these magics as well as had actual candid conversation with you all over dinner. Her companion, Milena, joining as well. And in the morning, you set off through the portal cloth once more, appeared at the outcropping of a stone hill where you couldn't see much through a thick fog covering the landscape. No portal behind you. You did find a large ovular mirror nearby. Looking at this actually gave a little insight into the surroundings around, as well as actually figuring out that this was now the shape the doorway back to Sigil had taken. Seeing giant mechanized humanoids and scarce bit of living area, looking to be ruins or tents, you took off from the mirror in search of this rod piece. And that is where we're gonna pick back up, as you all had briefly discussed where to head. I believe you were hoping to head to the tents, as Jeffrey started leading you all toward where he thought was best. Not really telling anyone where he was like, yeah, this way, and started leading
come on.
down the mountain. Is that true? The true?
Oh, hell yeah. I'm
Yeah, we
following.
clearly want to go this direction, guys. Let's go. Sure.
All right.
And I would like to subtly keep moving the direction we're heading from the tents to the robot.
Yeah, a subtle eastward direction
Mhm.
as you head from the giant mirror. As you're heading that way, Jeffrey, I would like a survival check at disadvantage.
Ooh, I wonder why. Still got a 15.
All right, with a 15. Interesting. Will you roll me a d4?
What's gonna happen?
All right, with a 3. So you guys are traveling along small ridges, or even more so, I would say through mostly rocky terrain. Landscape goes from brown to gray or brown, or little bits of black stone, the occasional shrub peeking through, burnt bits of leftover grass that is trying its hardest to grow here, but not having a good time. Dexter, give me an insight check, if you will.
Gladly. Insight at advantage.
Which you guys do have advantage of this.
16.
All right. With a 16, you being in tune with the elements here, as you're traveling across this rocky terrain, the earth beneath you feels almost unstable, full of strange ki or energy within it, flowing through the land. This fog rolling across, kind of having that connection to the air. Sometimes the fog is more smoke-like, brings you closer to the element of fire. Other times it is more fog-like, which has bits of, water particles in it. Not seeing much, but feeling just this almost static in every bit of the elements here. This residual leftovers. Unsure from what, but it's definitely almost haunting, but not like, oh, it's ghostly. More like something happened. But it feels old, stale.
So, like the elements in the astral sea where they felt they felt young and with limitless kind of potential to them.
Yeah, they felt everywhere and like all at once. This one is
and
they're there.
almost artificial.
I would say here it's definitely not artificial. It just seems unstable.
Okay.
Like brittle. Yeah, brittle's probably the best way to describe it.
Huh. This place is kind of wild, guys. Like, something big, I think, happened here.
By wild, you mean radically cool? Then fuck yeah.
I mean, I hadn't ruled that out yet.
What do you, like, do you know what happened?
Something big. Something big enough to make all the fundamental elements of this place fragile and unstable.
Oh, so cataclysmic event. Okay.
I mean, it's still here. Couldn't have been that bad.
One would argue
that
if it was
fucking
big,
epic.
One would argue that if it was big enough to have an effect on the planet's elements, would argue that yes, it was bad.
It's old too. Feels old.
Interesting. May I ask why we're going towards the robot and not the village?
I would say give me a...
What are you talking about?
Give me a perception check, Larissa. It's hard to tell where exactly you're headed through this fog. It's hard to know for sure, as you're not even sure if Dread knows exactly where he's going. But it's hard to tell.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah, we're totally going the right direction. Don't worry about it, Russ. It's that direction. Village.
Okay.
As you ask that, it kind of almost shadows on a nearby ridge. You spot what looks to be 5 humanoid figures walking single file through the fog. A couple of them carry lanterns to help see through this space.
Who goes there?
As the figures stop across the ridge, they're probably a few hundred feet away, so it's hard to make out in full.
I'm gonna yell out hello.
Figures stop as you see kind of the light not flicker, but just kind of shake as if it was... Lights are at the end of sticks, so they kind of stop, so the light kind of shakes a little bit.
I was gonna say, with the silent alarm, do I have to know the person?
Silent alarm?
Should
Oh, the horn.
Choose them. Right, the horn, the silent horn. Yeah.
I think
It's just to get their attention.
Yeah, it would seem you
It seems
have
like I
it.
already got,
A voice would call out,
Start approaching them slowly.
"Be you friend or foe?"
Depends on your position. Mostly friendly, unless you're a bandit.
We are of peace. Be
And
you of
peace you will
peace.
have. Yes,
I mean-
peace you will have.
That piece sounds pretty good to me.
The figures start heading down from the ridge to greet you. And you can see the lights kind of trickling down your direction.
Once they reach us, you can call me Dread.
Well, as they get into view,
Uh,
you can see these 5 individuals. All seem like they're armored. One of them in a kind of faint purple hued armor. Eyes all glowing. Some of them are in robes covering the armor. Others are kind of a couple of them have backpacks. And it takes you a moment, but this isn't armor. It seems like closer to their skin. Almost as if it were a second skin. Metallic face from underneath a hood. The purpled one looks up. As you can kind of see... Yeah, I'll show you this art, why not? There's an art. That's who you're talking to.
hell yeah.
What did you say your name was?
You can call me Dread.
Pleasure to meet you. As his
Indeed.
mouth moves, he is made of metal. You can call me Mercy.
Pleasure to meet you.
That's a sick ass name. Oh, I'm Dude, by the way. Dexter, either way.
It is good to meet fellow peaceful people.
Yep, the road can be a dangerous place.
There hasn't been a road here since I've seen it.
Well, where might you be traveling?
Ah. Well, me and my companions are pilgrims on expeditions to the ruined colossi.
Oh, and what do you go see them for? They seem to be pretty awesome.
They have been destroyed.
Right, so just curious as to why the pilgrimage. What's the purpose behind it?
I have already said half of
That's your.
my purpose. Pilgrims, peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
We search for friendly travelers. Artifacts that are important to us.
Ah.
Are you of the mountain?
No, not from around here.
What brings
We
you to Mount
we come
Ironrot?
we come searching for treasure as well. Well,
Treasures.
artifacts.
His eyes kind of narrow.
There's some ancient artifact that we're in search of, as a matter of fact.
That is all you will find in these decrepit rocks.
Man, do you know what happened to that, the environment around here? Like, the whole place seems kind of unstable.
Are you touched?
I don't believe I've been touched.
What do you mean by touched?
In the head.
We're not from around there.
I have never heard of anyone coming to Mount Ironrot without hearing about the morning.
Like, what comes after nighttime?
Morning spelled with a U.
M-U-R-N? Murning?
No.
No.
As in to mourn someone.
M-O-U-R. Yes, it is like mourning someone.
Grieve.
And that is what we do. We mourn. This is the Mournlands. What happened is history. Though we may not know everything that happened that day. Its fate has tied us here to it.
So
As he kind of like looks out stoically, like striking a pose almost.
Do you little guys get in the big guys and fight? Is that what happens?
We are not little.
Well, I meant like compared to the big Colossus, it's like how many guys does it take to run one of those things?
It does not take guys, as you would call it. It takes a special material, special artifact that we have been speaking of loosely in our conversation so far.
They're their own thing.
They are their own thing. Often controlled-ish.
Okay. See, I thought they were just giant, like, vehicles that you would pilot.
Well, yeah, so just one guy. Like, one guy could control it.
That is up for debate. I have never seen one move. And I don't expect to see one move, ever. They are remnants.
That's too bad. That would have been kick-ass.
They were powered by powerful artifacts called docents. We and my pilgrims have tasked ourselves, amongst the others, to gather them, as they are sacred to us and our cause. To remember
But you said that nobody leaves or nobody comes here. What was it?
There have been travelers. There have been people that come here.
This isn't exactly a tourist attraction.
None would come unless they are searching for something. We have had run-ins with rival salvagers. There is a band of Siren veterans. I believe they watch us from the shadows, eager to steal our own findings. His eyes kind of look around. His head kind of tilts back to you guys. But I will give warning. There is another group. Hostile. Warforged like us. We avoid at all costs.
I mean, do you have to avoid them? What if you just wanted to go kick their ass?
They are loyal to the Lord of Blades, and we would not be able to kick them in the ass. And if we could, I don't think it would hurt them much.
That's
It
too
was a
bad.
metaphor, but
Do
Who's
do
this
they
Lord of
hold
Blades?
this valley to the same on the same regard as you do? Do they mourn, or are they different?
They follow the Lord of Blades. He's a warmonger who conscripts Warforged like us to his bloody cause of wiping out any who oppose him. We would not do any dealings with such people.
I mean, not to be this kind of guy, but we're just meeting each other just now, and I didn't know you were a thing before now.
I am
you said
indeed
you're
a thing.
You're
I am a
calling
mercy.
yourselves- You call yourselves Warforged, but you're all about peace. Weren't you like made for war? Is that like you're made for, or like how?
You are astute in the naming of us, yes. Once we were made for war. The war has passed. Now we can
Who made
do
you?
as we wish.
Like, who
Kinda
made you
looks-
for war?
The war happened, and it kind of turns towards the others, like actually seeking advice in this questioning. One of them kind of shrugs. Those that were in power at the time made us for war. That was centuries ago.
So you're a couple of 100 years old? You yourself.
More.
Oh, damn.
But
So
the passing of
basically,
time...
they made you for war, and then once they were done with that cause, they wiped your memory and set you loose to do your own thing.
I believe there was a sentience that started to pop up within us, as we weren't at the time. Perhaps that is what we are truly mourning. True purpose. As he kind of slumps down a little.
Well, you have a purpose.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a purpose, as he'll kind of perk up a moment.
So
We
like,
collect
do you guys
these docents and memories.
You guys like to build things?
We are not builders.
Damn it.
You have
I've
a base or something?
We are pilgrims.
Yeah, they kind of nomadic, moving from place to place.
We seek shelter at Aeolos, where the most of our pilgrims have, well, take shelter.
Let's go check out this Elos place.
Elos
Yeah, would be
one
able
of
to
the
show us.
one of the
We
big
need
guys.
to find shelter.
Aeolos is the only place with buildings about that would be considered habitable.
Well, are you on the way there, or are you on the way to one of the colossi?
We are searching about until we are needing a rest.
Would you be able to point us in the direction of Helos if we need to find some cover from the elements?
Sometimes it takes time to find. I would suggest following tracks like mine. Although I would be wary. There are others, as I mentioned, more bloodthirsty, who would kill on spot, destroy us if they caught us.
You said you go to these Colossus in search of artifacts?
Docents,
Docents.
specifically.
Docents. Well,
Magic that
What exactly-
controlled them once.
do you have a docent? Have you seen a docent?
We have collected many.
Do you perhaps have one on you at this time?
I do not have one on me at this
Mm.
time. Nor would I
Well,
give it to strangers, if that is
I
what you
wouldn't-
are seeking.
Take it, but I have a feeling we might end up in one of these colossi as well. And if I knew what I was looking for, perhaps I could return some to you.
That would be honorable. If you were to find a docent, and return it to Iolos. That would be quite a favor.
I do not know what I am looking for. And
They
those
are
quite
small, round, marble-like almost,
big.
of silver with gems attached occasionally. Not all docents
Silver.
are the same.
Silver sphere. That should be easy enough.
Well, then
They are
I'll
about
like
2
the
inches in
idea of
diameter,
before.
and they have dragon shards attached to them.
Dragon shards. Like pieces of a dragon?
Shards, yes, almost the essence.
Like souls of a dragon. Okay.
Just parts, fragments.
They don't sound like the artifact we are looking for, but this is more of a rod.
I see.
If you are not returning to your, I hate to call it a village, but your safe haven, and perhaps we will wander towards one of these colossi instead.
That is your task. And he'll, put a stick in the ground and start drawing out as best a map as he can. We are here, at the windmill.
Ah,
That is Iolos. Or
you said your
Eolos.
name was Mercy?
I am Mercy.
So if we let them know that we met you, perhaps they will treat us kindly at Iolos?
They are not warriors, though they will fight if it comes to it. If we are war-forged indeed, as we can. But we are not practiced.
They're at the windmill.
I didn't catch your name, Grey One.
I am Zom.
Zom,
But-
could I have a word
Yeah.
with you? You have
Of course.
offered such a gracious offering.
Suppose, is there a particular reason you can't share it with everyone? But I respect your privacy.
You have mentioned a kindness, which I am akin to. And he'll kind of lean in and kind of take you off to the side, just like a little bit, so you can eavesdrop if you want. And you can kind of sense almost something weighing heavily on Mercy in this moment.
Everything okay? Is there something more you would like me to help you with?
It's nothing I want to concern the others with, but... And kind of like his eyes kind of change shape to look almost sorrowful. I have lost my best friend, Filch. He has been missing since the day of mourning. He is my best friend still. I have been weighted with the responsibility of leadership and guidance, but I have never had a chance to find my friend.
How would I recognize him if I come across him in our travels?
He is a warforged like me, blue and red. He would respond to the name Filch.
Fair, but do you know any clue as to where he was going or what he was doing during the morning?
We got separated.
Before the morning.
I do not know. It is all a blur. And I have been unable to think or recollect all of it. It's strange. But if you are looking for an artifact, perhaps you will find a docent. And I pray that you will. Perhaps you find your artifact. And I pray that you will. But perhaps you will come across Filch. And I will pray, with all that I can, and all that I am, that you do. That would be a great kindness. He's like almost like lowering himself when he's speaking in this to you.
I understand. Time of mourning mourned more than just the civilization or whatever came before. You've also lost friends. But hopefully I can find at least closure for you. Perhaps he's still out there.
And he like goes to kind of put his hand on his shoulder, on your shoulder. Rest it there, and you can feel the cold steel kind of making, like, even if it like barely touches your armor, you do feel it kind of warm up. This would mean the world to me, I think.
I will do my best to make it happen for you.
And he kind of just nods, lowering his head and turning to the others. His eyes kind of go from that mournful look towards to the more just kind of straight, glowing eyes. I wish you all safe travels. Should you need assurances, should you need respite, head to Elos. Good luck with your search.
Good luck with yours.
What were those creatures we were warned about?
Blaze
I feel
bears.
like they talked about blaze bears. If you guys, I don't know. I heard a story about a creature called a blaze bear. Are those out and about?
One of them kind of like shudders at the thought. I saw one. It was awful. Warped monsters. Racked by war. Like the rest of the Mournland. It is a hulking, ursine figure. Eyes glowing hateful. Body saturated in such energy. All of them have warped and twisted forms, different from what I am told. I saw one take out a whole company. 12 of them. I was the only to escape. They can absorb magic as well, from what I am told. Do not stare it in its face, if you can help it. I met its gaze and stood there and could do nothing, as it tore my friends apart, not caring if they were not flesh.
Terrible. Are there any signs, any way we could know before we encounter one? Do they leave specific trails or anything? Any clues?
If you see tracks of a bear, leans in a little closer. There are no regular bears in the Mournland. Only blaze bears. And they are always hungry. He'll kind of lean back out.
I hope we can avoid encountering one of those, but
Try. We'll keep
have
an
a
eye on
feeling-
the tracks.
I have a feeling Dread doesn't want to.
I'll make sure we stay out of the tracks.
Mercy will once again. Yes, blaze bears are horrible. But we shouldn't stay in one place too long. We are probably being followed.
And let us
That's
split
comforting.
ways.
Mercy will nod as the others kind of get in line. Come to Ielos. We will see you there.
We will make our way there.
As they just kind of
Treasures in
start
hand.
going off across this rocky kind of, guys aren't on the ridge anymore, kind of in that little valley underneath it, off their own way.
Arrow tried to do a sketch of the map that
The dirt map.
Mercy did so that it could keep it with him.
I would say you would point out like the river would
I
be on the
know.
map, and there's like it's north of a bridge.
Right.
So that's probably how he would have like drawn it.
All right. Let's head to there. I'll take point.
You guys heading to Ielos now?
Well, I'm
Going to
we can
Yellowstone,
check out,
yeah.
we can check out
We
Colossus
could do whatever.
on the way. I mean, go to Elos to rest. I'm fully rested.
I mean, we still need to maybe go talk to folks down there. Maybe if they saw the rod or something similar to it.
And maybe we go inside a giant robot on the way.
We could do that on the way.
Let's just pick a direction and head in it.
All right. Let's head down that way and see if we find a big robot. Let's get inside of it.
Yeah.
All right. As you set off, continuing following Jeffrey's lead.
No, and then Narrow would take the lead to slowly head towards this little outpost they have. But if there's a
Okay,
if
so
they
you're
see a robot in
because
this
he was
direction, they're
heading
gonna.
you like honestly pretty far east.
Yeah, no, they would go towards the this outpost, but if they see a robot and they're close by, they're gonna go to it.
Like Mercy would probably put you guys about here.
Yeah, so maybe like heading around there, and if they can pass by the big robot, somehow they would go inside of it.
So you're not trying to go to a big robot.
Not entirely, no.
Dude, I'm trying to go on a robot. Take us to a robot, man.
We can do a robot, then we can go to the city. Then we can do a robot, then we can go to the city.
If you guys really want to go in one of those things, sure, I guess we could try.
It's not a
Bringing
city.
gifts might help. Well,
But yeah, I gotcha.
closest thing we're gonna get.
Yeah.
You're right.
So are you heading to a robot?
Let's see what a robot's all about. We can come back with stories.
All right. We'll say Dread had you guys almost 2-1. So it won't take but like maybe an hour more of traveling across this terrain until you stumble upon what was once a massive bipedal war machine made of stone, metal, and wood all combined. Now lying in ruin. Fragments of the mechanical titan scattered about. Each piece about as big as a barn. I do have a good art of this somewhere. Of course, this is like the one that they don't actually like put in the thing. But you do arrive at one.
Hey, Jeff, you still think you can get this thing up and going?
Not after what the Warforged said.
I have a feeling whichever one of these has the rod might still be up and running.
There you go.
Magic like that doesn't turn off. We need to find one of these docents. Perhaps it's... Do you think they broke the rod into many pieces? How many of these...
Well, the rod was already broken, so
Broke the piece in pieces.
Yeah. Whereas it's the piece of rod what controls the docent? I don't know. There's many questions. We gotta find something.
honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the bloody warlord has the rod.
So possible.
But you are at one of these giant war machines.
Well,
Let's find an entrance, I guess.
let's see if there's a hole and we can get inside.
Yeah.
Up the butt.
Man, beat Thanos.
As can easily find broken exterior along the rib cage of this one as it's kind of laid out on its side. Also pieces of it scattered about. It would look like long, almost tubular areas going from its rib cage down through its torso and up and all the way up to its like neck, or what you would assume its skull. But now at this angle are just kind of like slightly steep tunnels. scattered bits of metal and wood within, and stone, crumbled and broken. Occasional dripping of water as the mist kind of collects on bits here and there.
It is a amazing piece of metalwork. The skill that would have had to gone into making these. It's crazy.
You think it was
They
like
did think
really
they wiped
big
each other
people
out.
made them?
Probably really small people. They tend to carry the biggest weapons.
It seems like you all
Small in
fit
what
in.
way?
You all fit in here pretty easily, even with the broken bits here and there. It's not super spacious, but it is spacious enough for you to like walk through pretty easily.
So these things are smaller than the dead guy, the dead body in the Astro.
Give or take. Yeah, I'd say a little bit smaller. Not by much. Probably standing at... They do vary in... we'll say this one is about 150 feet tall, so long. But as you all start searching the place for a docent or this rod fragment or what have you, I would like a group investigation check.
We're able to get by the brain.
You can definitely go up there.
Natural
natural
20.
Oh, yeah, okay, okay.
All right, found the rod. Let's go home.
We just need one from Jeffrey. An 18. You... Oh, the 13. Okay, I see. I see what's happening here. I was... Okay, okay. So, as you have essentially 4 out of 5, well, 4 out of 6, 2 failures, 3 plus 1 successes. You find 2 things of note. Occasionally in bits of dirt and mud lingering within this space, you can spot angular boot prints belonging to unusually heavy bipedal creatures leading within the wreckage and actually going out and in. As the second thing of note, near the faceplate, actually no, it'd be near the chest. Like as you're passing by, like kind of searching room by room, crevice by crevice, searching the chest of this thing. You can tell that there is a spot that you can imagine a 2-inch marble being within this kind of almost like a center console made of stone and metal, levers and gears about it. But the space for it is empty. The docent that was here was removed with surgical precision, likely by someone who knew exactly what they were looking for.
We know where to look. Unfortunately, someone has beat us to this one. But
Is there only one per big robot?
I do not know, but this
It was,
probably looks.
according
this
to
looks
what
intentional.
Mercy said, one of them was, yeah.
Alright.
It
Well,
only
we know
needs
this
one
one's
brain. Someone has been here.
As it does take 4 hours to search this wreckage. Kind of getting to that central chamber did take some time. You know, pushing over debris here and there. You might... Honestly, there's not much life that you've noticed either. Other than the scarce bit of plant life. There doesn't seem to be much in the ways of wildlife. And what plant life there is clinging to the semblance of life that it has. But you find no docent.
Unfortunate.
Shall we go to the next one? The closest one? If we can find it.
Well, by now it's about, what, midday? A little bit later,
Yeah,
midday?
it'd be about midday.
I don't know how the sun works here.
You guys have probably been here for about 6 hours at this point. The sun is still up in the sky. Not that you can see it very well. Just this distant orb through the fog and clouds.
Yeah, we got time for one more. We're gonna be tired when we get to town, but got time for one.
Dude wants to push it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right, looking for a second robot. Nero leading the way. Nero, I need a survival check at disadvantage.
$24.
Yep. Yeah, you easily find a good ridge to quickly traverse this terrain. As you arrive at another shambled, half-buried giant colossi. This one more rusted than the previous one. I would say this one is closer to the one in the picture. It almost seems to be trying to prop itself up on one arm, but its torso has been twisted and kind of torn off of its waist. It's almost in two pieces.
Yeah, this would be really gory if this was like, flesh.
We
I
just
feel like
on
it's still
giant.
gory without the flesh.
This is the second very large body we've been in.
This will be the third.
This one.
Well, second type, I should say.
Yeah. The previous one
At
was a
least
lot
we know
more
where we're
gory.
going. At least we know where we're going this time. Central chamber.
As you start to search for ways to get in, and say this one you might have to access through one of its arms, climb up it. Will be another group investigation check to search this guy.
There we go. Balance.
As all things should be.
Use a lucky. Give myself advantage.
Absolutely.
You know what? I'm going to use that inspiration to reroll that dice. Why not?
Yeah. Also, I will note,
Investigation.
you guys do have a secret. You have Mercy's secret. That should...
It doesn't fucking help on that one, but okay.
I don't trust these. Yeah, I'm not sure it matters.
Okay.
Secret.
Searching through this one. His secret was that he lost his best friend.
Yeah, we have 4 secrets. Just putting that out there.
Good to know. As you spend equal amounts of time searching this one.
I need to spend, save all my hyper potions for the final boss. Because if I don't have them, then, I might
mega potions or X potions or mega elixirs. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, exactly.
There are advantages
save those secrets for the end. And then we end the game with like 12 secrets that we haven't used.
This one you can't even access its chest chamber as it's been crushed and caved in. Searching the nearby wreckage on the ground, you can get into its head. You can search all through its legs. There's no sign of a docent. No sign of anything. Just broken and twisted metal,
Is there any
stone, and wood.
Like pull from the rod now that we're like on this plane?
There is no pull from the rod.
I don't have any spells that would let us access tight spaces, so let's just hope this one was destroyed.
Unlike your mom.
What?
I don't know. I thought there was a mom joke in there. I tried to make it. It was not. They're not always going to be winners, man.
I thought it was quite humorous. I put my hand on his shoulder.
Just to help.
Thanks.
Reaffirm.
You know what? It was enough. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I don't think they have a humerus. I think their arm is just one big piece. But
yes, I tend to agree. They don't really have a bone structure, do they?
You guys suck. You know that, right?
Well, we've tried twice.
All right, so you want to go try to introduce ourselves to this Lord Blades, see what he's got going on, or what?
I mean, probably not him. Probably go to either.
We don't even know where he is.
Let's go to the village. And perhaps go to this. I wrote down everything the man said except the name of this village.
Elos.
Elos.
Is that the planet from Mass Effect 1?
I never played the Mass Effect series.
They stole it from Eberron. Isn't that planet from Mass Effect 1? It's just the name of this. I don't know. I don't know if this village was there back in 2000.
Highly technical planet. But...
Hey, that makes sense. Kind of.
They also named like hundreds of planets, so stealing one's not that big a deal. But yeah, let's head to that village and see if we can at least sleep under a roof.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Push comes to shove, we can sleep inside of one of these guys.
You
guys
keep your eye out for cave bears. And by
I
cave
don't really
bears,
need to
I mean
sleep
blaze
anymore,
bears.
guys. Kind of crazy.
All right, Well, you get all watches. Got it.
I mean, I still like to sleep.
I mean, I technically don't need to sleep. I can still keep an eye out, even if I'm meditating.
All right, there. You have company on your watches.
Even if he's
I once stayed up for
Only
3
half
days
paying
straight.
attention.
He's not gonna talk. He's just gonna stare in the
I would say
while we meditate, but-
during your like reverie meditation, you're still it would just use your passive perception. You can't actively perceive things.
Yeah,
but
yeah. But it's still pretty.
Yeah, no, his passive's 23.
Oh wow.
I
Okay.
once stayed up for 3 days straight tracking
Yeah.
this guy.
That explains a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Did the guy end up being an illusion?
No, I found him at the end and, took care of him. But,
So he's
What do you
doing
do?
well now. You put him up in a nice hotel, bought him dinner.
Yeah, I took him out to a nice restaurant, and then fucked him to death.
Right. We sleep in the giant, or do we go down to the?
No, let's go to the town.
Go to town. Sleeping in a giant.
Right.
It's a backup plan for when we get ambushed by blaze bears.
Yeah. And then we fucked the blaze bears to death.
All right, then let's head down to the
I would like
village.
to opt out of that, please.
All right.
I'm all for loving who you like to love, but
We can just,
Personally.
That's not what I
we
do.
can regular kill them. It's fine.
All right, Jeff is into bears.
all right,
we
let's
know his
go.
type.
Sometimes you just want to curl up and let somebody be the big spoon.
It's so true.
It really is.
That's yep. But before we get too
That's
personal,
honesty and vulnerable.
as you guys are traveling along, I'd like Nero to give me another survival check at disadvantage again.
ow,
Keeping your cat friend close to you with a 24.
Jesus
Man's got
Christ.
skills.
You do find actually a semblance of a trail, more a footpath that has been traveled over and over, and the occasional tracks, which seem to lead in the same direction. And as you get closer towards what you would imagine the river's getting closer to it, you would start to see dotted landscape of, these horrid shrubbery, like some almost trees, but they're like maybe 8 feet tall and have no leaves on them. Areas of burnt grass and some grass trying to grow, but it's just not getting the sustenance it needs. You can see areas nearby that have been blasted, like scorched earth. Like there's still ash lingering about. There's still blast marks on the ground here and there. You would occasionally see these twisted vines, sickly looking almost. Like, again, they're not getting enough sustenance. And as you're kind of following this path, nearby you would see one such patch of these sickly looking vines actually seems to have, oddly enough, flowers growing on it. Large flowers growing on it.
This is very unique for the area.
My guess would be it
Water
means
source?
that people are tending to them.
Like, is there a water source or something that I can tell close by? Are we by the river?
You're heading towards the river.
Can almost smell the water.
But I would say the scent of... Does everyone know what a Bradford pear smells like?
I know what the general pear smells like.
Alright, well, Bradford pear smells like rotting fish.
Ew.
It is the worst invasive
What's the corpse
horrible
flower?
tree that is actually banned in some states. It is. It actually smells that way to attract flies, as opposed to bees, because flies are attracted to like dead fish smell, I guess. But yeah, so the flowers blooming from this patch, and you can probably see another patch of this tumbled, little tumble of vines nearby. It smells of rotten dead fish.
I've just looked it up, and they've described it as having the smell of semen and rotting flesh.
Yeah. It's a good. I wasn't gonna go that, but yes,
Yep.
Yep.
Apparently.
Bradford pears. It's the worst. If you live in like I don't know, North and South Carolina, they're places. But that is what these flowers smell like.
Okay. Okay.
So what do Bradford pears taste like? They taste like.
Don't eat Bradford pears.
Well, does anybody
It's
want to
not
check
like
out this
durian?
plant?
What was that?
Is it? Can determine if this can be used as a poison.
Potentially? I don't know. You don't know. Want to go up and investigate it?
Yes, I do want to investigate it.
It's like right off the kind of beaten path.
I'll do like a general investigation, looking it over, and then I'm gonna like
Yeah.
take my dagger and kind of like stab one of the.
As you start to get close to it to investigate it, you know what the stench is coming from. It's not actually the flowers. There are bodies nestled deep within its structure that it has grown around, as if those are what has given it sustenance.
So not warforged bodies.
Not warforged bodies, people bodies like yours. And as you're kind of looking these over, the large mass of vines and flowers, from 3 of the flowers kind of almost blossom open rapidly, spilling forth this horrid stench starts to fill the air as this dripping
Before I get
sack.
attacked, can I say
It's not going to attack you. But it is going to disgorge 3 what looks to be dead bodies. One of them large, seemingly ogre in size. Other 2 seem to be less large, humanoid
How
in nature.
old do these corpses appear to be?
As you try to inspect the corpses, they
will attack me.
stand up.
Okay.
And I'm
So I
going
wanna
to
pull
bring
out
you
my-
to a
Damn it.
map,
Here we
I
go.
knew I should have tried to pull out my sword and,
and we're
light it on
going to
fire.
roll initiative. As the vines of the thing itself also does start to animate a little bit, opening up a flower to try to grab onto Dread.
No, you said it wasn't going to attack me. You lied.
I just meant like before you got a chance to do anything.
Yeah.
Right,
I wanted to
Steven.
be that guy.
Yeah. And we're gonna roll
We
some
all get initiative. We all get advantage because we're all near and
Yeah.
I've been rolling like shit today.
Oh, 17 was what it was supposed to be.
As you're all definitely going before these things. Why do I have Jeffrey on there twice?
Because I rolled a 17, then I rolled again for advantage with the 4, maybe.
But I have you on for 6.
I don't know.
Maybe you didn't get deleted from last time.
Oh. Did it work? But as we roll initiative here, folks, We are... You don't have to roll initiative for your beast. It just goes right after you, Nero.
We did last time to figure out who was
Oh,
doing
that's why I had both
not
you
first.
and Dread on the initiative count.
Yeah.
Because it was just to see who was going into the stomach first. But we are going to go ahead and take our little 5-10 minute break here, folks. So a little earlier than normal, but you know, combat, you never know. So better safe than sorry.
Anyway.
So yeah, we're going to take our little break. Stick around here 5-10 minutes and we'll be back up and running in no time as a corpse flower has disgorged corpses and is trying to get another one. But we'll be back in a
I'm
few.
not a corpse yet.
Not yet. We'll see in a few. Alrighty, folks. Welcome back to the thing, where we do the thing. Last we left off, our troop searching through... Well, after actually making friends with a person made of metal, wood, stone, a warforged named Mercy, a pilgrim of a good number of them. And talking about docents, magical items that are here, as well as searching for your artifact. You went into the wreckage of 2 of these large behemoth-sized automatons, the wreckage at least of them. Finding tracks and expertly removed docents. You decide to try your luck and head to the small settlement of Elos that Mercy Warforged had told you about. And on your way, you came across a corpse flower that Dread wanted to check for anything that could, you know, possibly use for poisons or maybe medical benefits, who knows. But as
We all know I
it,
was not checking for medical benefits.
yeah, I mean, you know, the medical benefits of poison. As it benefits you to poison people. As it disgorged 3 bodies that animated quickly and spat onto the ground. That's where we're going to pick up. As it would have... This guy would have actually been up here. Just putting that there. But that is where we're going to pick up. We have rolled initiative against this dastardly foe. Enero, you are up first. We're going to go with... Is this a chase? I'm trying to double check. Nah, this is going to be the Darkling. Classic Darkling. As Nero, you are up first. What are you doing?
We're gonna attack this little fella beside us with a scimitar. So let's see if we hit 27.
27 absolutely hits.
All right. So for 8, and then our offend. For 25.
25 will also hit. As this body just stood up. It takes 7 points damage. You slash into it with your second attack. As you kind of cut it in two, its top half kind of falls backwards, and it somehow its stomach intestines reattach itself and pull itself back together. It is still up.
All right, we're gonna get Ravi to move up, and he's going to attack it.
All right.
So that was first attack.
Absolutely
25.
hits.
Be force damage that he's gonna do for
Ooh.
13.
As this thing's still going. Claws into it, but like it almost topples over the zombie creature as it just kind of flips backwards and right up.
All right, he's gonna try again.
All right, he gets 2 attacks as a bonus action.
3 attacks, because I'm gonna use one of my attacks for him.
Well, you already
'Cause I only
attacked
used
twice.
one.
Oh, right, because yep, master. I got you.
I use my offense. I use my
gotcha.
offense.
Yep.
That's not a.
Yep. I got
So
you.
let's see.
A 15 definitely hits this creature. It's just a zombie. It'll take 6 points of damage. As he's having a hard time, the zombie is just, he's tearing pieces off of it, and this humanoid creature is still standing.
All right, and the last attack.
Definitely
24. He's gonna do
hits.
11.
As it's still up. Somehow.
Okay, well,
This humanoid undead thing's covered in this goop. Ravi is just tearing bits of its flesh and bones and bits off, but the creature's still moving, still ready to reach out and grab.
that'll be it.
That will take us to Jeffrey.
Guys, I'm gonna take care of the flower in case there's more of these fucks showing up. And then I'm gonna go into a rage.
Okay. Actually, at the start of your turn, I will need a Constitution saving throw.
No, sir.
Yes, please.
Oh, nat 1. Fuck.
You have the poison condition. As you just start vomiting in your helmet.
Oh, guys, I'm gonna take care of the flower. So you guys don't understand what I'm doing. I'm gonna go into a rage because I'm mad about throwing up.
Yep.
I'm gonna swing recklessly at this flower or plant. But you know, where's my scimitar? There it is.
It's not on fire in this moment. A 12 hits
Why?
it
Oh, that's right. Okay. I was about to say, why am I not at advantage? Because I'm poisoned.
because you're poisoned.
So damage for that.
It will take 10 points of slashing damage as your non-flaming scimitar, soon to be flaming, next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Next turn, folks. Slashes into it.
Gonna offhand dagger.
24 also definitely hits it. It takes 6 points of damage.
And I'm gonna. Look at this plant's holding anything by any chance?
Other than the bodies kind of tangled within it, no.
Do I think making it drop the bodies, or could it drop the bodies? Would that do anything to it? I wonder.
The bodies within are shifting constantly.
Then I'm not gonna try a disarming strike. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
All right. For 12 more points of damage.
That will be my turn.
That's not adding your... Oh, because offhand. Gotcha. I was like, it's not adding your strength to the dagger. Because offhand. Alright, as you're stabbing into it...
It should,
Seriously?
shouldn't it? Because I have the dual.
Do you have the two-weapon fighting feat?
I took the 2-weapon fighting feat. I shouldn't use offhand.
And the dual-wield fighting style?
Let's see here. I've got features and traits.
You've got so many things.
It takes a while.
It's under your feet. You do have 2-weapon fighting. So we'll add 4 damage. So instead of hitting the offhand for your dagger, just roll the regular dagger attack.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll add 8 damage to it.
I'm just going to go ahead and remove that
Yeah, just
offhand
get that out of there. We don't need that anymore.
Get it right out of here.
Yeah. That will take us to Dexter. Dude, what's you up to?
At the start of my turn, I will attune to the elements.
All right. Does that expend a key point
It does.
or focus?
It do.
All right, as you focus and attune to the elements, the old and broken earth you feel around you, the air cold and trembling. Fire, just everything's dry here. But also wet? I don't know. You feel the little bits. Everything feels damaged. But you are attuned to them.
I try and call on a little bit of fire and ignite the bottom of my feet. Go a little bit into the air outside of this guy's reach.
Okay.
I'm going to kind of go at a downward... This is a downward slope?
Yeah, that's downhill a little bit, just barely. It's like 5-10 feet.
So I'll shoot downward and try and scorch up this thing on the way.
Absolutely. Give me that monk strike. Getting that one as you try and...
Go ahead and use my human inspiration.
Okay.
Roleplay.
Absolutely. That's pretty much, you have to roll in that one to miss this thing. A 19 will definitely hit it.
Right. And I have Charger
Mm-hmm.
on that one.
So we'll take 14 points of fire damage. Fire doesn't seem to affect it as much as you would hope, in terms of, like, it doesn't do anything extra. Like, you would assume it would, like, catch on fire or something, but its body is sickly wet with this just mucus as it quickly puts out any fire that was on it. It takes normal damage.
Alright, I will land on the ground over here. And I'm going to punch out forward and just kind of draw on kind of the negativity element.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to call down some acid.
Okay.
Hey, it wasn't the natural one. 13.
13 hits.
Hey! No charger.
Striking out for 16 points of acid damage as it just starts melting into it. You can see one of the body, like, as you melt into the side of its kind of tangled exterior, you just see, like, the face of this dead body getting stretched and pulled into the mass.
Hey, kind of nasty. Bonus action. I will stunning strike on that last attack.
You've already rolled.
I can just say I stunning strike, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like we already waited like seconds. But yeah, it got a 20.
Okay, and then I'm gonna flurry of blows with a focus point.
Okay.
So the first one's at advantage.
Absolutely. Just popping. Absolutely hitting.
Keeps the acid. They're melting it.
Yeah, the melting seems to be doing work. As you see its exterior sizzling and spewing. 21 also hits. 13 more damage. 22 also hits. For 15 more damage. As, yeah, you are wailing into this thing. You can definitely see parts of it start to kind of sink in and wilt a little bit. Petals of its flowers are starting to just kind of drop as it's releasing them instinctively to can't keep up with them. It's pretty badly hurt.
I'll do it on this turn.
That will take us to the corpse flower proper. As you see one of its bodies shifting into it, as a vine reaches out and pulls out one of those bodies and kind of puts it inside one of the flowers as it swallows one of those bodies whole. You can see its wounds start to kind of regenerate. New vine, new growth appears where old growth had died. As it is healed. It will then lash out with viney tentacles. We'll go... You guys both hurt it pretty bad. We'll go twice at Dude and one at Dread.
I'll do a lucky on the first one.
Okay.
Make it disadvantage.
Fair enough. First one at disadvantage on Dexter. It got a 23 to hit.
Damn. So was the first one like a nat 20?
The first one was a 23, second was a 24. But it got a 23 to hit you, dude.
That hits.
As you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage and 8 points of poison damage. For its second attack, gets an 11 to hit. It's ridiculous. The disadvantage hit way higher. But it misses with its second as its tendril lashes out, slams into the ground. You feel the sting of its first one. And
Yeah, I
then
was kind of hoping it was going to hit on the second because I didn't use my reaction on the first.
it will use its tentacle to lash out at another kind of vine surges outward, just kind of trying to pummel Dread in the gut. Getting a nat 20.
No, it would.
It would, and it did. As you take 15 points of bludgeoning damage, reduced to 7, and 27 poison damage, which I think is still reduced for you.
Let's see. Piercing, poison, yep, acid, and lightning thunder. Yep, that
Gotcha.
was.
It's all but psychic,
Like,
force, and radiant? Necrotic?
I think so.
Something like that. So half of 15 and half of 27, so it's 7 and 13. Total 20. As that will end the corpse flower's turn.
As I vomit again.
As you continue this vomiting, that will take us to Zom.
Yeah. I will. Yep. I'll just stomp my glaive into the ground and turn undead.
Okay.
Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do.
Casting up.
So there's nothing there. DC
Is
17.
it wisdom?
It is wisdom.
Alright. One of them rolled really good, but it is not enough. Let's see if the ogre does any better. The ogre got a 17.
Rude.
Actually makes it. But these two immediately take damage, I believe.
Yep, I'll take 28 points.
Yeah,
of
as they
radiant
just
damage.
explode in light. They are just puff, gone. Absolutely. As they turn and just kind of burn. Turn and burn.
Turn and burn. I don't have anything fun to do with the bonus action, unfortunately, and right in front of this ogre thing seems perfectly fine to me.
Alright.
I'm good.
That will take us to Larissa.
Okay. Well, this is all going to seem like overkill, but I don't particularly feel like fighting a plant at the moment. So, and I'm just going to double check the. It just says a creature. Okay, it's a creature,
Mhm.
I guess.
It is.
30-foot cube. Where is my measury doobie whacker? Square. No.
So if you do like that, it'll be a 15-foot cube. Unless you do like the from corner. That'll be a 30-foot cube there.
Oh, that's what I want to do. Hypnotic pattern, please.
Okay. With dread inside.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I mean,
What are you gonna do?
nothing wrong with that. As dread, you start to see flitting colors all about. As you missed it when everyone else saw flitting colors all about last time when Larissa used this against everyone. As is a wisdom save?
Wisdom saving throw of 18.
Okay.
Man, I rolled really well.
The ogre.
It's okay. It doesn't do any actual damage.
The ogre is affected, as is dread.
Oh fuck. Okay, that's okay.
The other thing.
What spell did you cast?
Hypnotic pattern.
Hypnotic pattern.
Yeah.
So don't touch the fucking ogre.
As dread will definitely not be touching the ogre.
Nope.
Anything else for Larissa?
As actually, yeah. What I'll do is, because hypnotic pattern is an enchantment spell, I will use that feature once my sheet decides to load.
Yes.
I will use the
Majesty.
beguiling. Is it beguiling magic? Yes, beguiling magic. To get the plant thingy majiggy to do a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
Another one. If it fails, it has the frightened condition.
Got an 18.
Just saves.
As it
End
is
of turn.
unaffected, unfortunately. That will take us to the ogre zombie who stands there and does nothing. It is dripping with this wet, stinking viscousness. Will take us to Narrow.
First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna back away, get on that
will
rock.
say at the start of this turn, because it's the same stench. Narrow, I need a Constitution save. One for your pet as well. You are poisoned. As you start, you just instantly start vomiting or trying to stop vomiting.
Let's see if Ravi succeeds on this one.
Ravi is also poisoned.
Right, let's put that up. Alright, so we're gonna try to attack.
You have a climb speed at this rate, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do
you're
have
good.
a
As you
climb speed of
clamber
45.
up to this boulder in the middle of the pathway.
I just shout out to him to attack Dread. Shoot him.
The first thing we're gonna do one arrow at the big
Big plant guy.
plant guy.
13 hits. Take
12.
points of damage.
How far is he? It would be 10 and 5. Yeah, I can move right there. So
If you want to make pathways with that, while you have the measuring tool on, if you right click, it'll make paths.
oh, perfect. Okay.
Or you can hit Q. Q does the same thing.
All right. So Robbie's gonna move right there,
Okay.
and I'm gonna do one attack before he goes. Another longbow on the 12 on the big
12
thingy.
just hits.
All right.
We'll take 11 more.
And then Robbie is gonna go and smack Dren on across the
Okay.
face.
Add advantage. I mean, he could also just use.
I mean, you could just.
Well, I mean,
Touch
I mean,
me.
Well,
can
Ravi,
he just
Ravi
use his action?
can't.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. So we're just gonna,
Anyone else
but
could.
it's just gonna be, it's not gonna be forced. It's gonna be a scratch across his mask.
Yeah.
If you hit. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't hit.
It
Yeah,
does.
I only have a 15.
He does. Okay, well he does. Then it's a Tiki get F. So
No,
He does
I'm-
not because he's incapacitated. So
Oh,
he's not raging.
my rage drop.
You take
so I
10
took
points
the
of
full
damage,
thing.
but you feel the scratch of Ravi against you.
And that'll be it.
Cat? What?
That will take us to Jeffrey, the Dread, as you kind of saw these pretty colors and you just stood there for a moment. You feel a scratch across your back as Ravi's scratching you. I need a con save at the start of your turn.
God damn it. Am I not still poisoned?
It only lasts a turn.
Oh, okay. So I need to take off the poison condition before I do this roll.
Well, no, you do the roll.
So I do the roll at disadvantage.
Yeah. Well, no,
That-
it doesn't give you disadvantage on Constitution checks, saves.
Oh, it does. No, it's sorry. Yeah. I have ability
You
checks
are
with that
still
disadvantage.
poisoned. Unfortunately.
All right. Well, that makes me mad. So I'm gonna go into a rage again.
Rages again.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna attack this fucking flower.
Okay. $23 absolutely hits it.
Fuck you, flower.
It takes 12 points of slashing damage. Piercing damage. Slashing. Scimitar. Aha.
Yep. Jagger.
Stabbing out with the dagger also hits. It takes 12 more points of damage. Piercing.
And then scimitar again.
Alright. Nat
And I
frickin'
am
20. Yeah.
Going to add in I'm going to add in the superiority dice, and it's going to be a disarming attack to see if I can get it to drop some of those bodies so it doesn't heal itself.
Sure.
I'm going to, just give it a shot, see if it works. And
Is it strength or a con save?
Strength
Strength.
save. And my DC, I
Does not
believe,
have
is
advantage on this. It got a 12.
17. Let's see, strength save 17.
Yeah. Go and roll me that crit damage.
I'm just saying, I can't do sneak attack because I have disadvantage.
Correct.
Well,
But it's a straight roll, so you don't have disadvantage. So you do have sneak attack.
You
okay.
have the disadvantage. I mean,
All right, then I will. Yeah.
But you're not. You don't have advantage, or you don't have an ally within 5 feet of it, so you wouldn't have it anyways.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah.
still, for 22 points of slashing damage, absolutely. As you cut one of the bodies free of it, just kind of flops to the ground.
It can be done.
It's got like a dozen more.
That's fine.
Anything else for Jeff?
Swinging all day. No, I've done bonus action.
All right.
Yeah.
It'll take us to Dexter. I need a Constitution saving throw. As you start off poisoned.
Man, and I can't cleanse myself until the end of my turn. Alright. So I have to make some attacks while poisoned. So that's the disadvantage on attacks.
It will be disadvantage, yes, on attacks.
Attacks and checks. Alrighty, start off with 2 acid attacks.
You hit.
First one, 1-3.
What flavor are you going with?
Acid. And
7 more points of
reroll
acid
that.
damage, or 10
Hey.
points of acid damage. As this thing is like wilting and dropping petals like crazy. It's barely has a hold on to the bodies within its form. 14 also hits.
Another
As
10.
you strike this thing down for 10 points of damage. As it melts away, the flowers that it remains just kind of quiver and shake as all the petals rapidly fall off, and it splats out like just this poisonous stench everywhere and splatters onto the ground around it. Dread, Dude, and the cat are all, and the ogre, all covered in this goop as the flower itself dies and splits apart.
Delicious. But I don't know where this guy's still up.
We see an ogre zombie just kind of derping about.
Alright, well, I'll go over here. We taking this guy out too, Marissa? Is we waiting? Well,
We can just leave.
I'm
I
good.
can keep it up for about 120 feet.
That's just the casting, so you can keep it up for a minute.
I can keep it up for ages.
That'd be my turn.
All right. Are you guys wanting to tear into this ogre zombie?
don't,
Zom?
do we really want to leave it ogres? Like this thing to roam? There's
Do
enough
have
dangers
a
out here.
con save at the start of your turn.
25.
Yeah, you've smelled worse.
A blaze bear will take it out.
How many warforged will it take out first?
Fair point.
Fine.
I mean, I could just destroy it. I don't know that I want to do that.
Attempt to turn undead it.
No, just touch it and harm it for 14d6 of damage.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that.
I I could just make it explode, but I can only do that once. Do it pretty good. Wait, did that go up or is that next level? No, it must be next level.
What does the zombie do?
Let's see. One. I'll just stab it.
All right. Stabbing out with your glaive.
And it's advantage because it's whatever.
It is, yes.
It's hypnotic. Natural 20.
Nat 20, yeah.
17 points of damage.
All right.
5 of which is radiant.
Take 17 points of damage as you slash across it as its eyes kind of blink and turns towards you. Anything else for Zom?
I don't have fun bonus actions, unfortunately.
All right.
I'll just, step into it and
Yeah.
give it a target.
As you have its full attention, that will take us to Larissa.
Okay. I just look at it and I point to the ground and just say, grovel. And
Okay.
I cast command.
It will be doing that on its turn.
End of turn.
All right. As I will say, even with its stench, it being on the ground, you guys can easily handle this ogre zombie. It is well below your pay grade. As the true threat was the corpse flower that could create more of it. But yeah, you guys jump on the ogre zombie, destroying it rapidly. Thanks to Larissa and Zom. I'll give Zom inspiration for that. I'll give Zom and Larissa inspiration for it. Larissa for effectively neutralizing its threat, and Zom for the gumption to do so.
It's nice when the initiative roll works out in your favor.
It is. But as we hop out of combat here, what are you guys up to? The corpse flower exploded apart. Like, nothing of it really remains other than the bodies covered in that horrid stench.
Is it like that jelly film that it's got on it?
Absolutely.
I mean, they're humanoid. I'll search the bodies.
Yeah. Just vomiting the entire time as you're searching these bodies.
Yeah, I'm like they gotta have something.
Anything on them has been half digested or rotten off of them. They would be barely.
Well, this would be a key if it was, more intact.
I will say, give me a nature check.
Fives all around. 5 by 5.
That checks out. But this stuff's useless. It's horrible. It's the worst thing you've ever smelled, Jeff. Get the fuck out of there.
Does beg the question, where did they come from?
Yeah.
The flower.
'Cause how fresh are these corpses?
They're rotten. So not.
Well, they partially digested.
Yeah. I mean, they're still they're not skeletons.
No, it seems like it preserved
So-
enough of their bodies to keep it useful.
Yeah, I expected just warforged and not the fleshy bits.
Well, Mercy wasn't, too surprised to see us, I don't think.
Yeah, he
That's
didn't,
fair. They knew what we
didn't
were.
Say like, hey, you're human, or what the fuck are you? So I guess that was telling. All right, where to next? That was fun.
Oh, yeah, kind of.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for more of those flowers, but I think we follow the river. If we can find the river.
You were heading a good direction before, you think?
Follow the vegetation.
Let's keep going.
As we leave this horrible place, this dead flower behind, rotten bodies. As you're walking along the crumbling, actually it's getting more mud as you get closer to what you would assume is the river. Hear the faint trickling of water in the distance. Unsure if it's just rocks kind of, being tossed in the wind. But you would hear a small voice call out to you. Hey, hey. Are you guys alright?
Oh, who the fuck are you?
Oh, we mean no harm.
It's
Well,
okay.
show yourself.
You're not marauders, are you?
No, we're not.
It's alright, guys. I got a good feeling. One of them's an orc. As you would see, kind of behind a rock, an orc appear with some strange, like, metallic, almost wand-like device in between a wand and a crossbow. Like a gun, but not quite a gun. Closer to a wand. Orc. Heavy tusks, grayish-green skin, wearing dirty leathers, and standing behind her are two halflings in heavier kind of armor with spears.
It appears there are humanoids in this area.
Yeah. Are you not? You coming up here for stuff too?
Let's
We're
put it that way. Kinda, yes.
in a matter of speaking, yes. We're not from around here, like at all.
That's fine. So I'm Caleth. We're the Turquoise Spear. A small platoon of ex-Siren soldiers. We're on the hunt for relics. What are you up here for?
And a hunt for relics. One in particular.
Everyone's on the hunt for relics.
What else is there?
Yeah, it's true, a lot of nasty stuff, but the only real purpose up here is the relics. We know where a whole stash is. Relics, that is.
Hmm.
Did I insight check that?
What are you insight checking? Like what?
Like that seems very like.
Is this a setup?
Yeah, it seems like a
It
setup. It
sounds
seems
like a
like
setup.
he's very shady about that.
By saying we found.
Like we know where a whole stash of relics is, or what? No.
I mean, that
Yeah, you give me an
It just,
insight check.
I don't know.
Sure,
Maybe
sure.
maybe it was your tone. I don't know. It just seemed like this seems
Yeah, I
weird.
get that.
Especially like somebody that was very
want relics?
standoffish at
I
first,
got
and then
relics.
like
They want-
offer.
You wanted to make sure you guys were with a 20. They seem like they know where a stockpile is.
But they're like on. Are they that vibe check? Are they on the level? Like, hey,
Yeah,
trying to fuck me.
they seem like friendly kind of folk, a little more
All right.
veteran to battle than the warforged that you had seen. Yeah,
All right.
I must
old
just have a
stockpile,
douchebag voice.
docents taken from the colossi. We're up here to gather some and sell them in the markets outside of the Mornland.
You haven't seen some kind of rod, a piece of a big rod, long, metallic.
No rod. What do you need that for?
Well, that's the relic we're after. So,
Ah,
point is always about you want to sell some relics.
shame divination magic doesn't really work up here. Of course, we'll say if you had a docent, that could probably help with the divination too.
So,
That's
You gotta
interesting.
find one of them
you
then.
don't have one of those, do you?
No, but like I said, know where a whole stockpile is. We,
Well, what do you need us
And
to
you're
do?
willing to share your knowledge with absolute strangers.
well, you
You
seem
probably
like
won't.
you're not with the Lord of Blades, obviously, and you're not one of the pilgrims, so seem like right folk to talk to. Don't see many people up here. I mean, you don't seem like marauders.
Did you call yourself the something spear?
Yeah, with a turquoise spear.
It's fine.
Turquoise.
Yeah.
As she kind of like shows that wand like firearm, just kind of glows with a turquoise spear kind of emblem along the side.
Impressive.
Yeah, unfortunately, the docent is in Eolos. It's a ruined village currently occupied by rogue warforged. We've attempted to infiltrate it, but they made it clear they wouldn't give it up without a fight. There's a lot of them.
Oh,
What
Why are
do
you
mean by
trying to take it
rogue?
from them?
sell it.
To make our money back.
Money back?
Oh,
What did you lose?
we to make money. You know, got to sell them in the markets to you know, you got to pay your dues, all that.
Right. What do you mean by rogue, Warforge?
Yeah, they've gone rogue ever since the morning. They've all had thoughts.
Oh, I think you just mean when they became sentient rather than mindless machines following the orders of some arbitrary dictator.
No, it was. Well, kind of.
I'm sorry, I
I
should
guess. I
mix
mean,
my words. I mean after they developed a mind of their own.
yeah, that. After the morning, I mean, oh, hell just broke loose. All the Warforged started to think. I never thought it would be possible, but yeah, here we are. They've gone rogue.
Hypothetically, if we get that thing for you, what's in it for us?
Well,
We need to
we
get him in
split
the computer.
these, right? We go 50-50. It's
I don't
only
even-
fair. Everyone gets a share.
Oh, so all you
mean-
need is money.
We don't really need money, do we?
No. Well,
Hmm.
money's nice.
Probably not the
It's
kind of
nice,
money
but-
these people are offering.
A few
Yeah.
docents can catch a few thousand gold. There's enough there to share, certainly.
What would you do with a few thousand gold?
pay off debts, and hopefully not have to come back to this forsaken land.
Mhm.
I mean, just a few years ago it was rich, and the day of mourning happened. Lasted ever since. No one really knows what actually happened.
Well, we'll see what we can do, but no guarantees.
Don't think they're willing to part with them. They have a cultural significance.
Significance? What,
Yes.
they're just babes. How could they have significance?
Oh, it's
They're like toddlers. Intelligent
And
toddlers, though.
they're as much
Kids
alive
are
well,
as
if
you
they're
are.
intelligent toddlers, then they aren't really toddlers, aren't they? They're more like children.
Yeah. The
And all
same.
children's
Yeah.
favorite toy that they don't want to share.
Well, don't you have something that you like that to others would seem meaningless? A favorite sword? A favorite
Hey, Jeff is
pointy
right
metallic thingy? I don't know.
I mean,
Everyone has. It's part of being.
I like my boomer, but I could always make
Conscious.
another.
So
Yes,
Everybody
really
I've
thinks
got
upset someone
several
Joe's
swords
stole
at
it,
home
wouldn't you?
that have like a hierarchy. So my favorite sword, Sheila, she's got these like ridges and like serrations, very good for ripping and tearing.
Yeah, ripping and tearing. Know about that. No, I just mean, you know. I will also say, when you guys spoke to Mercy, you remember them saying a couple hundred years or more, centuries ago. Caliph mentioned just a few years ago.
Yeah,
We don't know which one's right, though. So hard
Right,
to
that is
assume.
that is
already
that is
know
true.
that the,
It's hard to
we
assume
already
the
know that
first
the
thing we were told.
Warforged obviously had their memories some tampered with,
Well,
and we don't know if they process time the same way as we do.
sounds like you guys are looking to find something here specific, right?
Yeah.
And you
If
look,
you
you,
said that
you look well.
Docent
Yeah,
help
docent can
might
help magnify
Sure.
divination up here. Their docent magic works in the Mornland for some reason.
probably the magic that's causing this to not work.
Hmm.
Can you make a docent explode?
Make anything explode with enough magic.
That's right.
Exactly. So if a docent exploded, do you think it would cause this kind of?
I think if the docent exploded, the docent of all docents, the one that was probably powered by what we're looking for, they used to make the
I
little one.
gotcha. Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I doubt they'll part with any of these things. And I'm not
You've been through
inclined-
this area before a lot, right, guy? So, or lady, is there like a manufacturing place like hollowed out somewhere or something like that? Like, I'm not saying like it's still like,
Oh, for the Titans.
yeah, I'm not saying like it's still together, but like there are the remains of a building where they were built or something like that.
I have to get through the Lord of Blades for that. Oh, he didn't want nothing to do with that.
Is he who you owe money to? Or she, I don't presume.
It,
Yeah, who's this Lord of
they,
Blades?
I don't,
Got a cool name.
Was it a Warforged? Is that why you refer to it as a it?
it's smaller Titan. One you wouldn't want to tamper with.
I
Oh,
think you
trust me, some
underestimate
of the people
Jeff's
around
ability
here
to
would
tamper.
love to tamper with it.
So if it's a smaller Titan, then that means it has like those entrances and exits like the larger ones have, maybe? Some like access
don't
points.
think it's like that. I think you're missing a larger view here. We could band
So we need a
together,
small
get these
guy.
docents, right? Worry
So
about
if we get a
don't.
small guy and get him inside the Lord of Blades.
I think.
I apologize for him.
And
Yes,
yeah, they'll
but
just.
you're asking to raid a village. and
Oh,
Jeffrey goes
no.
off on his own like
I don't
spiel
do
about
that.
destroying the Lord of Blades from the inside out,
No, we are
while
not.
everybody else is disgusting
Yeah,
things.
we're not raiders by any means. Don't
Sure
please
seems
don't
like it.
think of us that way. As I said, they made it certain that they'd want to fight, and we don't want that.
You just want to steal their stuff.
It's within their rights to fight, protect themselves.
Did you offer to buy it off of them?
With what money? That's the whole point, isn't it?
I don't know what money you got. I'm not in
Well,
your
you're making it
finances.
sound like you've been doing this for years.
A couple.
Oh, we know where there's a really big stash. You wouldn't know where there's a stash if you didn't know it had been there previously. So
Yeah,
I
we
assume that
we
means
had
that you had
cased it, of
collected this stuff and
course.
had sold it before. So why can't you
And
use
see,
that
you just
money
used the word
that you got
case.
from selling it to, I don't know,
You
barter?
owe money.
We got
How bad is
debts.
it?
We're
That
not.
does not surprise me.
We're not trying to do anything nefarious. I don't know
mean,
what
selling-
rights they have, but
Do you have
they're
any
just
rights
they're
to
just
You
they're,
got
they're
one.
automatons.
Well, they're not just automatons anymore.
Right.
The moment they
they've
became
gone
rogues, they
rogue.
weren't just automatons. Because now that for some reason they can think for themselves, like yourself and your friends and
I'm not trying to get
me and
into the
some of
philosophy
them.
of all this. I get it, but they're just keeping them there. They're not even using them or nothing.
I mean,
I
have
mean, you're
many
gonna
things
sell
that I
it.
just
You're not
keep.
gonna use it either.
Gonna sell it to someone who will use it.
No, I bet you're gonna
You
sell
sure
it to
about
somebody
that?
who's just gonna keep it and put it on a shelf. Relics aren't to be used; they're to be shown off to your rich friends.
Mhm.
Well,
Make up for your lacking in other areas.
yeah, it's good to
Let's see
have
why I
things
don't
that.
have any relics.
Well, kind of scratches her head. Hold on. So what do you say? You want to help us get it? I mean, we're not trying to not trying to kill them. Like we're just trying to get the docents.
We'll think about it, but we're not
We're
gonna
just
saying yes. We're not saying no.
Just trying to make money, so you can pay off a debt, and then what?
Not have to come back here. Well, yeah.
And you need thousands of gold to do this.
Well, just to repay things. Like I said, we'll split it.
So we don't plan to stick around long enough for you to sell them and come back.
Well, we split. You keep the docents, sell them wherever you're going. Down the mountain or what have you.
We're going a lot
Right.
further than the mountain, my friend.
Yeah, all the better. I'm sure Strange Land would love to get their hands on a docent.
Right.
Might even fetch a higher price.
Think we're wasting our time here.
Well, you
wanna
don't have to
come-
be wasting time. Just just help us get them. I mean,
Why do you need help? No, I don't mean
well,
to be
there's
rude,
only
sorry.
3 of us.
Why do
There's
you need-
like 30 of them, and we don't.
Yeah.
We also don't want to start a fight. And they claimed
Have you
we would.
talked to them about it?
Yeah, they threw rocks at us and told us we were trying to start a fight. Well, we weren't.
They threw rocks at you. You're supposed to be a fighter.
Yeah,
It's not a
I
fight.
didn't want to explode them. That would have been the thing to do if they actually tried to assault us.
Right.
We're not strangers
Hmm?
to battle, but we're also not trying to get in a fight if we can avoid it.
Well, I think we're headed that way anyway. Would you like to come with us and see what you can accomplish? We'll make sure they don't throw rocks at you.
We aren't... We can stick outside on the outskirts. We're not, welcome inside Aelos. For obvious reasons, because I think we're trying to fight them. And we're not. Honest.
Mhm.
You're making it sound like we're bandits or something. We're not as bad as all that.
Your initial pitch made it sound like you were bandits.
Oh, I guess
Yes.
that,
You know, if you wanted
Sure.
help, like raiding one of those giant colossi, that's not banditry.
yeah, we've been in a number of them, and they've been
Yeah, we're
picked
overdoing
clean. Also, you gotta look out for a few of those rogue warforged that are nasty.
those loyal to this Lord of Blades.
Yeah, that's the ones.
What do you have to offer them? If you want their stuff, they're probably going to want something in return.
We don't have much to offer at the moment. But trading, I mean,
Well, it doesn't have to be physical. You could offer knowledge.
yeah, tell
Stories.
them that. I mean, whatever would, you know. I'll let the important. You seem savvy, lot. I'll leave the important details to you. Because, you know, they haven't. They don't think you're trying to start a war with them.
Well, we don't
We're
know.
not-
We haven't met them yet.
Oh,
We've only met one.
well, you've met one.
Yes.
Which one
He
was
was
it?
a pilgrim.
Does it really matter? I don't think it really matters to you.
I guess not. I was just
I don't
asking.
know, have you met any? Do you know any?
I didn't catch their name, but it was a purple one. And
I didn't mark colors. It was a purple one.
Mercy was
You haven't
purple.
Okay. You haven't happened to come across a blue and a red one, have you?
No, I don't think I have. Most of them are just metallic colors. Only a few of them have paint on them. They were more important, I think, back then.
Good to know. I guess.
Well,
I've got a question. Well, amongst many. But
Shoot.
may I ask you a question? That's not related to any of the them versus you not wanting to fight, all that stuff. Nothing to do with that.
Alright, yeah.
There is a discrepancy in the story that the Warforged that we met told us versus what you told us in regards to the whole events of the morning.
As
I
shook the whole earth that day.
yes, it's more of a time discrepancy. They seem to be under the impression that it happened much, much further into the past than you do.
Yeah, their brains don't work the same as ours do. I think they might call a day a year or something. A week? Oh, their time's all weird.
I just turned to the others and was like, well, it would explain why there's still scorch marks around.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like 100 years ago, but magic is timey-wimey.
Magic has kept things here quite stagnant, I'll say that, but it's still... It's about
Well-
5 years ago.
If you
It
want
feels
to
older.
hang out,
Does that feel older to me though, right?
The wounds feel... Yeah, older. It's like that weird, the land seems older.
if you want to make your camp near Ialos tonight, we're headed there. And maybe tomorrow we'll have better news.
Yeah, we're just right down the river.
I don't know that they're willing to part with their docents. They seem very important to them. But maybe they have
I
found
don't
other
know if
things
they...
in their scavenges.
See if they want something, or I don't know if they know what they got. I don't know if they know what
Also
they
true.
really are.
I feel connected to these docent, but maybe they have other items that are not as important that you can still sell at market for some coin.
Alright. That sounds fair.
Isn't a docent like another name for like a teacher or something?
I'm not
Like you
literary.
docent information.
How do you
Yeah,
spell?
yeah,
docent?
yeah. It's spelled the same way as a teaching staff. Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense if it's like the brain of something.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
A person who
Yeah,
acts as a
maybe-
guide, typically on a voluntary basis, in a museum, art gallery, or zoo.
Perhaps
Like I
they
knew I
found-
had heard the word before, and I was like, that means something.
Yep.
or they need you to do, or maybe they have something they need help with that you can do in exchange for their items, and then you can go to market and you can go home.
Right. And hopefully you get a docent too. Or you can help find you
How many docents
Steph.
do they have down there?
a stockpile, like I said.
Well, I mean, got a guesstimate?
I haven't seen it, but I know they take it to the storeroom on the side of the windmill.
Well, let's go see what they have to
There's a room
say.
on the side of the windmill.
Yeah.
If they, well, now we know where they are. If they are less
They
than
also
fair.
have a windmill. I didn't think that
It's the ruins of a
Oh.
town. It's not
Okay, so
theirs.
it's not like something that they didn't build this up.
It's abound. It's abandoned.
Gotcha.
So they might have all kinds of things that they don't even know what are that could be valuable.
Could do.
No promises, but
All right, well,
we won't be stealing anything from them.
I mean, you know,
Absolutely not.
Unless they turn out to be right pricks, and then
But
all
you
bets
know,
are off. But
I think
If
they're
this
just
is,
not right in the head.
if this Lord of Blades, has the docent, we can go fucking kill him, take it. Yeah.
Lord of Blaze probably is a lot more than a docent. Trust
Yeah,
me.
exactly.
does this Lord of Blades have a hideout or an encampment?
It's far from here.
you know where it is?
Have you seen this Lord of Blades?
I have not. I've just heard the tales.
All right. Well, town first, then we'll fuck up the Lord of Blades.
Don't mind him.
Yeah, just
Just a
let us
bit,
know, alright?
I'm gonna get a halfling, a gnome. They gotta be acrobatic.
Okay.
As she looks down to the two halflings. I mean,
Yeah.
you figure
you
out
guys
your
can fit
plan
in,
on your
right?
own,
What,
for
what,
that.
what are y'all's names?
Oh, I'm sorry, I should have introduced you. They've got names and they're good ones too. It's like Mary Lou or some shit. No,
Mary Lou
there's
what?
Dordalin and Grezin. And they'll kind of like, no. Hey.
Hey,
No, we don't want to be a part of your war
what?
with
No,
the
no,
Blades
no. Come
guy.
on. Come on. Let me just hear me out. This is going to be a great plan. Are you guys acrobatic at all?
Both of the halflings just roll their eyes in unison.
Hear me out.
No, we're part of the Turquoise Spear. We're on a mission.
You could be sidekicks to the Dread.
No,
Are you
we're
franchising
we're
other planes that exist?
equal partners in our own thing. You've
Well,
got
I'm not
your own
saying you
thing.
wouldn't be an equal partner. You would just be the Dread and the Turquoise Spears.
We just camped down the river, so if you find out anything about the docents, let us know.
We will.
You care about coin, not the docents specifically. So, but
We'll see what we can do, but no guarantees.
we'll speak to them on your behalf. Maybe they'll at least let you in.
If you happen to, want to fight some people, just let me know.
Just because we're warriors doesn't mean we want to fight.
Well, that seems odd. Bye.
Kind of shrug. Just let us know. And they'll start walking away too. Heading a little bit south. But
Let's head to the village, but really trust any of them.
this ruined village is only about 30-minute walk away. As you can see, this muddy, steaming river flowing by it. A windmill towers above the entire ruined place. Like it's the sides and blades have been like reinforced poorly with rusted steel plates, like almost taken from the wreckage of those juggernauts. And there is an attached wooden outbuilding. It's in absolute shambles, though. There are also muddy roads here from the mill to the other ruined buildings, which are like, there's no roofs. Like, it's horrible. But in the center of what looks to be a nearby intersection of the windmill, there is an eroded statue of a humanoid that is draped in colorful cloth. You can see like arms are outstretched, and there's just colorful cloth like kind of resting upon his arms. Like scraps. And you would see at least a dozen half a dozen Warforged wandering around the place.
Should find their leader, talk to him.
Let's see if Mercy beat us here.
I thought the guys said that there was 30 or something like that.
Well, not everybody has to be out and about.
True, but it's also like, whose account of things are more accurate at this point? Things are weird. You know what I'm saying?
I agree, but I feel like this place is just weird.
Yeah, maybe I'm just getting hung up on nothing.
No, the vibes are totally off. I'm kind of on edge this whole time too.
Alright.
Yes, let's just add fuel to the fire.
But one of these Warforged does kind of see you start to approach.
Hello.
Hail there, friend. What is your business? And Eolos.
We were told by Mercy that we could come find shelter here.
Mercy. Mercy is of great importance to us. What is your business here?
He told, like you said, we told we could seek shelter for the night.
Ah, simply shelter. Yes, yes. Mercy has
Mhm.
already arrived. I will. You
You
can
have
seek
other
shelter in any of the ruins about, aside from the ruined mill or the building next to it.
Is it possible to speak with Mercy again?
You.
Is he
You
busy?
can find him.
I can go get him for you if you'd like. He is just observing in the ossuary.
That'd be nice.
Just
We would
let him know
appreciate
What the
we're
hell is an ossuary?
Quickly turns towards you. That is where we revere the dead.
Ah,
Revere the lost.
a whole part of
Holy
the
place.
morning. Gotcha.
No, the bodies of the deceased Warforged are down there. We have cleared out the basement. Secured them so they may be looked upon in remembrance. Do you wish to pay respects?
Oh, I'm sure you'd love it. You should show it to him.
If you want, as long as you are respectful, and pay them. I believe a bow or a prayer is what is custom amongst yours.
Do you get many of ours?
Marauders. Most.
Not everyone is a marauder.
I said most.
It doesn't hurt to be cautious.
It does not hurt to be cautious. You are correct. But you have spoken with Mercy, stating his name. Get you far here. Come, I will show you to the ossuary. Down below the mill. And he'll lead you into the mill area. I do have a map for this just for funsies. It does not mean battle. Do not think like, oh, it's going to be a fight. As this guy leads you down into the ossuary. He'll lead you into the mill and down below, which the mill has been cleared out. The millstone has been removed from it, leaving mostly empty space. There's still part like a millstone left, but not all of it. And it'll lead you down below. There it is. Leading you into the cleared basement. You can see that bodies of Warforged have been maneuvered and kind of propped up against the walls. And actually is like secured with metal and like screws and stuff into them.
Yeah, he'll give a bow generally to the room of Warforged. Show his respect.
Mercy is present here, kind of bowing in front of them. Ah, friends, you have come to seek shelter here.
We have.
It is good of you to come, and to pay respects to the gone. But still here. Fitzbrow could furrow it would at that speech. Well,
Yes.
pay your respects well. We do not let many of flesh and blood down here. Turns to the other Warforged. The other Warforged just kind of walks away. Going back
I
up
do not mean
the
to
stairs.
intrude on your space.
No. It is fine. People need to be more wary. Come, let us pay your respects. We don't have much in the way of real shelter. You could stay in the windmill if you'd like. Just keep out of the Osu area unless you are accompanied. Or find the sudden urge to pay respects.
Mercy.
Yes.
Do you have knowledge of a small band of people who camp not that far from here?
Yes, they have been following us for some time. Quite concerning.
They seem friendly.
We saw them snooping
We had a
about
chat
our
with them.
storeroom.
Yes.
Yes. They are down on their luck. Unsuccessful in their hunt for coin. And have found themselves trapped here in the Mournlands under the weight of a debt. But perhaps the ossuary is not the best place for this conversation.
Perhaps not. Come up back to the mill proper. It'll take you back up there. And he'll kind of talk as like you guys walk back. Now, what was this about? Coin?
They do not have coin. They
Basically, they're
are
looking for a
indebted
docent.
to someone. And they believe that the docent, a single docent, will more or less cover them for
These docents
what they
are sacred. They belong in the hands of Warforged who fought in the last war.
It's understandable. But I also understand this place was not always a warforged, call it a village, settlement, habitat.
It was abandoned and we are using it.
Perhaps there are other things you have found here that are not sacred, but could still be valuable to them, but are not as much to you. And maybe there's something that you need done that they can do in exchange. These buildings are in disrepair.
They serve purpose. We do not need real shelter as you do. Most of the destroyed buildings, Warforged have found ways to cope within them. Yet it is good to have a place to keep things and the dead. Zom, give me a persuasion check.
My favorite. You know
Can
what?
I offer assistance?
What
Give him.
are you saying to offer his assistance? Or doing?
Come on. I don't know.
Alright.
And I'll just use my inspiration.
Alright. Well, you don't have to use it unless you might roll good.
Oh yeah,
to
it
start.
doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it's a
I just
reroll.
wanted to make it's a reroll.
Reroll on any dice roll.
Can I give him a lucky?
You cannot spend lucky on someone else.
That's ridiculous.
Unless they are attacking you.
Oh, I didn't turn it off, but
It would be a 15 to start.
Automatic. Doesn't. Inspiration is a reroll, not a.
Inspiration is a reroll.
So if I roll worse, do I have to take the worse?
I'd say you also 15 is good enough.
Oh, okay.
The DC was 15. We will see what we have. Come to the storeroom. And he will take you all over to the storeroom. It's a small space. But in this storeroom, it looks like almost like a small shrine. As you can see, clean tapestries, sculptures, leather-wrapped oil paintings, old relics, but also, most importantly, one shelf seems to be half a dozen metal orbs lining it. There is also a ring. It looks to be like a feather wrapped up. We will be keeping the docents.
Absolutely. But I see you have quite a few. We were unsuccessful in our attempts to find one.
We have recovered several. They may take the art objects, as they are not as sacred, more just reminders. The docents, though.
Mercy, would it be possible with your supervision to use a docent?
Use?
The
I can
band
inspect the ocean.
suggested that a docent could be used to improve divination magic to let us help us find the object that we're looking for.
I will get out the rod piece.
What magic is this?
This piece is attuned to its other pieces. But there's something going on here that prevents it from speaking with its twin. Perhaps any magics in the docent can bypass said barrier.
It should remain in the hands of a warforged. However,
Oh, it would be.
perhaps
Well, then why don't one of you guys come with us?
It might not need us to, I don't know
perhaps you could
what it would require.
You say this one calls for its twin. This piece you have.
Yes,
does.
it's confused and unable to reach its.
Perhaps under
It's not leaving.
supervision, you could pair your fragment with one of the active docents. Only one of those is usable. And he'll gesture to one, picking it up, and you can see it's like a little silver marble with fragments of multicolored crystals on it. The others have fragments of like dulled colored crystals attached to it. This one still has multicolored, bright, kind of pastel crystals attached. They may take everything else if it is just for money. We have no need for that here. We do not need food. We do not need shelter like your kind do. But perhaps, yes, you could pair your piece with the docent. And that might help it call.
It is our hope.
Kind of hold the docent out.
I can reach the rod out. I don't know how to just stand next to each other and think about it.
He'll gesture and kind of pick up the little marble
That's it.
and
Touch
touch it.
tips.
Yep.
Touch tips.
Tip to tip. Yeah, as Jeffrey says it. Yes, exactly. Tip to tip. And obviously not getting the joke there. Touches the rod fragment with the docent as a loud metallic ping echoes out like throughout the space, probably heard hundreds of feet away. Almost kind of creating a break in that divination pull that you used to have. You feel that pull once again toward the direction.
Well, that was most successful.
Docents are powerful and sacred. An intact one, all the more.
I thank you for allowing us to use it to aid in our quest.
If it will help us be rid of these looters, and you have been kind to me. As it kind of like his eyes shift awkwardly towards everyone for a brief moment.
Maybe what you could do is remove the docent from displays temporarily, allow them to come in and to take whatever they want in this.
We will
storage
be
room.
watching them. We do not need to remove them from their place of sacredness for looters.
We can take the art pieces to Calith and
that would be amenable.
they will take these and leave, as is our agreement with them, as well as their agreement with you.
Make sure to tell them to respect the docents. And perhaps, in time, if they find one, bring it to us and we will trade trinkets,
Yeah.
treasures.
Sure, they could take part in that. They're looking to make coin. Yeah. Thanks, Mercy. You've been pretty kick-ass.
I don't believe I have ever kicked an ass before, but I think I get the sentiment.
Yeah, you don't have to take everything so literal. And I just kind of fist bump him on the shoulder a little bit.
As he stares at where you hit him.
It wasn't like a hit. It was
Right.
just like a little tap.
Right, and even that little tap, and then he stares back at you, cocks his head. That was weak.
Indeed.
You should show him how it's actually done, Mercy.
I do not take upon battle unless it is necessary. I would not against a hopeful friend.
Absolutely.
I think
That's
we
a
have
good
been
philosophy.
friendly.
Good
Yeah,
to know your name.
I don't want to get into a fight with
ironic.
Mercy.
It is one you would surely lose. Not from my own hand, but from our sheer numbers.
That's fair.
We are many.
We should probably get some rest and
Yes.
Oh, yes.
go towards that in the
Now we have
morning.
We know our goal now.
You are free to rest above the ossuary, should you need to, or should you want to take these art objects and other bits and baubles through them, you may,
We will,
with
I
the
will
message.
I'll put the objects in the bag now while he's in here so he can watch and
Okay.
it doesn't feel weird.
And he'll let you
doesn't have
take
to worry.
everything, like there's that ring, it's a ring of feather falling. And all the art objects.
I could really use that ring.
Well, we're gonna put it in a bag, and if it ends up on your finger, who's gonna say anything?
Yeah.
Featured inventory. There we go.
Thank you, Mercy.
Thank you.
This has been one of the better experiences we've had with non-Warforged. And we
Well,
appreciate it.
We are not from here, so maybe that helps a little bit. We don't know anything about what happened or have any ill sentiment. So I'm sure that has something to play with it. Actions speak louder than words. And we have shown you kindness, and you have shown us kindness.
Actions. He does kind of make a glance up to Zom in that moment.
Yes. Today may have been unsuccessful, but that does not mean we give up.
He kind of perks up a little bit at that. Of course. Well, I am to shut down for the evening shortly, and to go out in the morrow, searching again. More docents. More
Well, there's
reminders.
2 of them in that direction that definitely don't have docents.
Yes. We retrieved one earlier today.
Good to know it was you and not someone else.
His eyes dart over. Yes. Be wary. For the blades. They cut
keep
quick.
hearing about the blades.
They cut deep. They cut sharp.
It's a good blade.
To be the blade to be held. It is not for us. Unless it comes to it. But
Has
I will.
everyone here given up the blade?
We have all chosen the way of the pilgrim. For now.
You don't have another small shack full of your old blades, do you?
Ha. We do not need them necessarily. As you would see, he just
Jeff
kind
is
of
somewhat of
he
a
straightens his arm a little bit as a blade extends from his hand.
How can I do that?
We can lop off one of your arms right now.
I mean,
I do not think the connections will work
damn it.
with your flesh.
See, if he had said the opposite, I would have been like almost immediately.
He's
for
already
it.
he's like gonna light up his sword, that way he can cauterize the wound.
It's like, and then I'm gonna put the flaming sword in my arm. You know, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Well, again, you have another idea for something perhaps someone more skilled than us can make for you.
I gotta find this person that can make everything.
We need a master magic guy. We need a master smith.
Yeah, and then I gotta
enchanter.
convince him to come work for me. That's gonna be the difficult part.
Well, after we save the world, we might be swimming in coin.
Maybe I just need to find someone on my level. You know, someone with the same mindset.
Yeah.
I don't know that anyone will ever have your mindset.
Mhm.
Probably not.
As Mercy
But
will,
I am pretty awesome.
yeah, Mercy will
It has been a
retire for the evening. And you guys can too if you want, or you can head to the camp. That's entirely your call. You can always head to the camp in the morning as well if you'd like.
Yeah, I think we should head back to them in the morning
Absolutely.
and
get to them first thing in the morning.
then
And then
move
we
forward.
have,
Find that they've been massacred by the blades. You know.
As
you know,
you, yeah,
we can take vengeance.
exactly.
Hell yeah.
As you spend the evening here in Eolos, the ruined town that was, with at least a knowledge of the direction you need to head to find this rod piece, wherever it may be. That is where we're going to end tonight. As you seem to have made friends as well. Possibly 2 sets of friends, maybe. We'll find out. But, yeah, we will end there tonight, folks, as they get a long rest on. And we will pick up there next week in our adventures in Eberron. Thanks for
I'm going
watching.
to convince those halflings to attack the guy from the inside. I'm going to do it.
Nope. Well,
Mhm.
let's find out next week, folks. Night, Internet.
Night.
Bye.